Welcome back, everybody, to Pooley Mag TV, the raw, unedited, unscripted NUFC fan channel where everybody's got an opinion and nobody's opinion is wrong. So today is a little bit of a more in-depth review on the Newcastle-Manchester United game yesterday. Well, what a absolutely great second half we had. You know, we took it to them from the get-go, really. From the first half, they got a really good, well-worked goal, but it was against the run of play from Garnacho. They had a really good move with Xerxes and Fernandez, with Pope making a really good save. But other than that, they didn't really do anything. And I did say if our midfield turned up, we would beat them, you know. And our midfield, I think, is one of the best midfields in Europe. And Sandro Tonali at the minute is definitely up there as one of the best centre mids in Europe, not just the Premier League. Hopefully, the likes of Manchester City don't come knocking as a replacement for De Bruyne, you know. But I just think on that performance yesterday, he is right up there, and so is Harvey Barnes. He's leaving Thomas Tuchel with a lot to think about. Obviously, Anthony Gordon is England level at the minute, but Harvey Barnes has got to be up there with his last 5 performances. And like I said in a previous video, I don't see Anthony Gordon getting his game whilst Harvey Barnes is like this, and Barnes has waited a long time for a good run in the team. And we finally seeing the fruits of his labour now. You know, and he was awesome second half yesterday. And I'm glad Jason Tindall didn't take him off, because I think that would have been the wrong decision to take him off for Anthony Gordon. I'm glad he took, even though Jacob Murphy played well, another assist for Jacob Murphy. I was glad it was him who got taken off and Barnes got to play the full 90 minutes, because we've got to keep Barnes happy. We've got to keep him fit. So, yeah, just on that note there, Harvey Barnes was sensational second half. But Sandro Tonali is just a different class, isn't he? Sandro Tonali is up there as one of the best midfielders we've had, you know, already. Just imagine if he stops another 2 or 3 seasons. If we can get another 3 players of that quality in different positions, then why not? Why couldn't we be challenging for the title? Liverpool aren't a great team. Now, yes, they're going to go out and spend, and so Manchester City, but we've got the basis of an absolutely fantastic team. All we need now is to bolster the squad with 3 or 4 top quality players, and why couldn't we? If we'd have had them 3 or 4 players this season, who says we couldn't have challenged for the title? Arsenal haven't been great. Forest have been third for most of the season, so that shows you where the Premier League's been this season. You know, Liverpool, although they've only lost twice this season, I don't think they've been one of the... They're not a team you'll remember in 10 years' time as one of the best teams, like an Arsenal Invincible or the Man United treble-winning team, or the first season that Chelsea had under Jose Mourinho. They're not going to go down as one of them teams, or the 100-point Man City. They're just not. They'll win the league and they'll win it comfortably, but I think the Premier League's been poor this season, and I honestly believe if we can get 3 or 4 really, really quality players and spend 150 to 200 million in the summer, we could be challenging for that title next season. You know, and I really do believe that. If not challenge for the title, we'd definitely be challenging for Champions League again. I think the Champions League is definitely in our hands now. After yesterday, you know, we are miles ahead of Manchester United. They are garbage. That is the worst Manchester United team I've ever seen. I've never went into Manchester United games as confident as I have the last 2 or 3 seasons. Because all I know is if our midfield turns up, we're beaten. They haven't gotten out up front really to hurt us. And their midfield is slow, it's aging, and it's terrible. And our midfield is one of the best midfields in the country, in Europe, especially Tonali. Joe Linton's a colossus and all, isn't he? Joe Linton is fantastic. He's just non-stop. His running's non-stop. His energy's non-stop. Bruno didn't have the best of games yesterday, but even he come up with a goal. And even his work rate's better than Manchester United's work rate. We've got Palace on Wednesday. If we win that, we go 3rd. Only 4 points behind Arsenal. What's to say second isn't up for grabs? Who's going to want to play us now? Who's going to want to play us now? We've got Eddie Howe in hospital. That can spare us on. He'll be back in a couple of games, but we'll be wanting to win games for him. Jason Tindall won't be letting us put our foot off the gas either. We've just got a quality team. We've got a quality management team and all. And a management team that I haven't always backed. I've had times as a Newcastle fan where I thought Eddie Howe would take us as far as he can go, and every time I've thought that, he's proved me wrong, and I'm glad he has, because what a great manager he's become, and what a great team we've got. And I honestly believe if we can get 3 or 4 different world-class players of the same ilk of a Botman, an Isak, a Bruno, a Gordon, a Barnes, and a Tonali, a Joe Linton, I honestly do believe we can title challenge. I really, really do. I don't think we're a million miles off. Yes, I know other clubs are going to go out and spend in the summer. Of course they are. And it's what we spend and it's who we buy. We ain't going to go out and buy the likes of Ronaldinho from years ago and things like that. That's not who we buy. We buy top draw players who fit our style of play, who fit Eddie Howe's characters. They've got to pass the character test. If they're not willing to run, if they're not willing to work hard, Eddie Howe won't have a luxury player. Even Isak has to run and work hard. Eddie Howe won't allow that. Eddie Howe won't allow luxury players. It's not the PSG team that had Neymar, Mbappe and Messi up front. We don't need players like that. We want hard-working players who can come in and put a shift in, but also add a little bit of quality. So the question I want to ask is, who's the 3 or 4 players that you think would make our team into not only a Champions League challenging team, but a title challenging team? Because I don't think we're a million miles off. Hit like, hit subscribe, share the channel and comment down below. Keep it black and white and keep it Pooley Mag TV.